Okay, now our next chord change, D to A. So making the D chord, we have strings 3, 1 and 2 with our first, second and third fingers. So we make that shape there. Now when we move from D to A, the third string where our first finger is next to the note that exists in A major as well. So in the A chord we start with our first finger on the fourth string. So when we change from D to A, try to lead with your first finger, moving from the third string for D up to the fourth string second fret for the A chord. So try to lead with that first finger moving from the third string then up to the fourth string second fret. I'll just demonstrate that now so you can see. So D, lead with my first finger and then put the others down, placing the A chord down. Then when I move back, lead with my first finger to the third string again for D, and then moving back up to the fourth string second fret for A. So let's try that now together. Moving from D to A, we're letting the D chord ring for 4 counts, moving to the A chord, letting that ring for 4 counts, and sort of revolving around that for a few repeats. After 4, let's get the D chord, moving to the A chord. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to give your fingers a little, tips of your fingers a little squeeze and reaching back round to the D chord. Again, pick on the fourth string, going down, letting it ring for 4 counts, moving back to A, pick to the 5th string, let it ring for 4 counts, and moving backwards and forwards between the 2 chords. So the D chord, after 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. Before we move on to the last chord change that I'd like to highlight, G to D, which is a pretty tricky one, just remember that the chord shapes and the sound that you make and the sound that you hear I make or other music that you listen to, you might not make the right sort of sound at the moment, but you can only work on 1 or 2 things at any one time. So providing at the moment you get the chord shape right and its position, if you get a little bit of a buzzing sound when you play, don't worry too much. Just remember that the key to this is pressing down nice and firm with the tip of your finger and getting your fingers close behind the fret, or as close as you can get that finger behind the fret to make the note ring out. If you are in any doubt as to which string is buzzing, just play the strings that your fingers are fretting. You'll hear whether the sound is ringing clear. But again, don't worry too much about getting a few little buzzy notes to begin with. It's something that you're going to develop over the course of your playing career, that you're going to improve on the quality of the sound that you're making. So let's move on now to the last chord change before we try and put all 4 chords together. We're going to do a chord change from G to D major.